Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be working on Reader's Notebook pages 149 and 150. Now, in order to do this, we'll have to do like we always do when we're in the classroom. We'll have to read the directions, and then we'll have to go back and we'll have to read the page numbers that they give us, just like we always do in class, okay? So you're going to see me moving the document camera around a little bit to get this done. Let's go ahead and do what we always do, which is read the directions first. So this week, our story is called From Seed to Plant. Now, on page 149, we have to be a scientist. Study growing plants to see what happens. Take notes and make sketches in your research log. So they're pretending that this right here is like a notebook. It's our research log, okay? So let's go ahead and read pages 352 to 353. So I'll move the document camera down here to my lap and I'll read to us. All right, so here we go. Before a seed can begin to grow, a grain of pollen from the stamen must land on the stigma at the top of the pistil of a flower like itself. This is called pollination. Pollination happens in different ways. Often wind blows pollen from flower to flower. Bees, other insects, and hummingbirds help pollinate too. While they visit flowers for their sweet juice called nectar, pollen rubs into their bodies. Then they carry the pollen to another flower where it comes off onto its pistil. If a pollen grain from a flower lands on the pistil of the same kind of flower, it grows a long tube through the pistil into an ovule. This is the beginning of a seed. The seeds grow inside the flower even as the flower begins to die. As the seeds become bigger, a fruit or pod grows around them. The fruit or pod protects the seeds. All right, so now we have to put all of that into our own words. So the first thing to happen is that the flower has to be pollinated. We know it can be pollinated by the wind or by animals or insects that carry it. So I think I'll put that first. A seed cannot grow. Let's use one of our things that we've learned before, which is contractions. I'll put can and not together. A seed can't grow until it's another contraction, pollinated. Birds or insects can pollinate flowers. Birds, comma, insects, comma, or the wind. I forgot about that one. And boys and girls, look, commas in a series. We've learned that too. Birds, insects, or the wind can pollinate flowers. Or I could say plants, but I guess I'll just put flowers. Now, I think I'll go to page 353 and see what that says. If a pollen grain from a flower lands on the pistil of the same kind of flower, it grows a long tube. The seeds grow inside the flower even as the flower begins to die. As the seeds become bigger, a fruit or pod grows around them. The fruit or pod protects the seed. Oh, I like that. Maybe so animals won't eat it. They probably think that seeds are super yummy, so that's probably part of their protection. The fruit or pod protects the seed. Okay, so how about I'll put after a seed grows, after a seed grows, a pod grows around it. The pod protects the seed. maybe I'll put a little exclamation mark. And then you could draw a little picture. Maybe I like to draw insects, and I think drawing bees is like super fun. So I could draw like some flowers here. And then, now remember, they have to be the same type of flowers, don't they? And then I could draw a little bee, pretend this is a bee. And he's smiling. Oh, don't forget his stinger. And there he goes, he's off pollinating the flowers. Okay, let's move on to page 150. Oh, we have 2 items to do here. Read pages 354 through 356. Now, maybe if you want, you can get out your book, or I can just put my book up here and you can see it better. I feel like I might have been giving you a bit of a headache before, so I'll move this around a little bit. I've got the right page numbers already pulled up, so here we go. Let's read and see what happens. When the fruit or pod ripens, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground around the base of the plant where they will grow. Some pods or fruits open and the seeds pop out. Sometimes when birds eat berries, they drop the seeds so they can grow all around, right? Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. There they travel on the water until they stick to dirt along the shore. The wind scatters seeds. Some seeds have fluff on them that lets them float to the ground like tiny parachutes. Others have wings that spin as they fall. Oh, like those little whirly birds that we see in the fall. Aren't those fun? They look like little helicopters. I think I've heard some of you guys call them helicopters, and there were so many in the fall at recess time, and we saw them outside. All right, so let's go ahead and put this off in our own words. Page 354 through 356. Okay, so when the fruit or pod ripens, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground, some are carried away, sometimes birds eat them. So I think what I'll do is I'll put, when a fruit ripens, the seeds pop out and become new plants. When they call it a fruit or a pod, or pod ripens, the seed is ready to become a new plant. Because after it ripens, remember, it broke open. And then maybe I'll add a sentence about what could happen to the seed. Lots of things can happen to the seed. Or should I give some examples? Or maybe I could draw it in my picture. Let's see here. Sometimes the seed can travel a long way. Exclamation mark. Now, if you want to do something different, if you want to say sometimes a seed can fall into a body of water and travel a far distance, or if you want to say sometimes the wind scatters the seed, or maybe you can add a part about the fun parachute that I was just talking about, the little helicopter whirlybirds that we see. And then you can draw a picture here. All right, our last section, here we go. Read pages 359 through 360. Okay, so we've got some of our vocabulary words on this section. Now, boys and girls, don't forget, if you don't write as fast as me, go ahead and pause the video so that you can record what I have if you're having a hard time. Now, usually we would be doing this together in class, so hopefully this is helping you. All right, so the beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. Like there. A seed will not sprout until certain things happen. Oh, this is interesting. I think I'm going to write this. It must be on or in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and it softens the seed coat. Okay, I think I'm going to put that part. I like that part. And then page 360. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. Interesting. Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and minerals in the soil. The sunlight and the air are all around the plant. Oh, I think that's a beautiful cycle. All right, time to write. Definitely want to add the part about a seed not being able to sprout until it gets wet and the seed coat softens. A seed cannot sprout or can't until it gets wet and the seed coat breaks off, or the seed coat is broken. A seed can't sprout until it gets wet, period. Or I might run out of room. Maybe that's all I can put. I think that's what I'll do. A seed has to be on or in the ground to grow. I remember that part. A seed has to be on or in the ground to grow. When it grows toward the sun, and the whole cycle starts all over again. I think I could put something like that. When it grows, or up grows a shoot, and it grows, up grows a shoot toward the sun. And the cycle starts over because it's growing into a brand new plant. And then the whole thing will start all over again. Maybe I could draw a sun up here. And then the little seed growing up has roots. And then the little plant, that's the shoot. There he grows up and up and up. And then he has the leaves on it. Oh, Mrs. Reed, are you going to be okay to make leaves? Ah, there we go. Those are leaves. All right. Well, hopefully this video was helpful to you. You can go ahead and then press pause if you need to. Let's see if I can get this down a little bit more. That way you can copy it. And that way you can press pause. All right, boys and girls, thank you.